word
No, I'm not
chores,
scared.
the word chores doesn't mean to unalive. It can be used in the sense of someone being unalived.
Yeah.
However, fundamentally,
Yeah, that's not my argument.
Let me finish, please. At its primary root,
Yeah.
it just means to cut off or to remove. This is what Benji's saying, as you find, for example, regarding the idols, in the book of
What is
Samuel.
he addressing?
His hands were chores. His hands were chores. His hands were cut off. His hands weren't unalived. They were simply cut off.
Yeah.
What my friend Benji, author Jew, is saying is quite simply that the Messiah or a Messiah will be cut off. This is what my friend is saying.
Perfect. Yeah, so that's not my argument.
This is what Benji was saying. I'm not addressing your argument.
Yeah,
I'm addressing your misunderstanding of what my friend said.
No, Benji's not addressing anything because I didn't talk about cutting off.
Again,
do you know what my argument is?
Your friend said that cutting off means unaliving. I'm explaining that it doesn't.
Yeah, it can. Does it have that meaning? Can it have that connotation?
I answered this already. It's open to multiple meanings depending on the context.
So it can then, right?
Nobody denied that it couldn't, besides your friend who denied my interpretation.
Cool. So now address my argument.
Okay, now make the argument, please.
Address my argument, because I'm not talking about being cut off. I'm just saying it's messianic. Just to be clear, Daniel 9, 23 to 27 is a messianic prophecy, correct?
What do you mean by messianic?
It's about the Messiah.
It's about a Messiah, not the King Messiah.
Okay. It's about a Messiah, not the Messiah?
Yes, as you find, for example, in Psalms, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are all called Messiahs.
Okay, so
Is your God Jew with the freak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not about the Messiah. So then, what temple does this messianic figure come to?
He comes
That's destroyed.
Yeah. So again, like there's two Messiahs in this context. There's the one that gives the word. This is King Cyrus.
Okay. Where do you?
Can I finish?
Mm-hmm.
Can I speak more than 3
Yeah,
seconds
go for
without
it.
being cut off? Thank you.
Go
The first one is King Cyrus. The second one, which is cut off, can either pertain to, if you want to go by the secular dating, can pertain to the high priest Caiaphas. If you want to go by the Jewish chronological dating, Jewish history, as established in the Seder Olam, right? We can pertain this the anointed one cut off to either Agrippa or to the high priest as well.
Oh, so you
Okay.
take. Wait. You mentioned Agrippa, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
That's Rashi.
Exactly. You're quoting Rashi, correct?
Yes.
Perfect. In Rashi's interpretation, does he say that the Messiah would be brutally cut off?
So the word Rashi uses is from the word hareg, hey resh gimel. The root of this means to be unalived by unnatural death. As we find, for example, there's examples in the Bible where a famine occurred and the people were hareg. They were unalived unnaturally. Now we know, according to the New Testament and according to Josephus, that Agrippa, let me finish, was unalived by worms eating into his stomach. This is a unnatural death, right? As we find that the same word used by Rashi to describe Agrippa's death is used by those who were unalived of starvation. It simply means to be unalived by another. So yes, Agrippa was unalived by another, but worms in his stomach.
I think. Well, I disagree with what you're saying, because when we go to Chabad, right, which is a Jewish source, okay. Do you know the word used there in Chabad?
The Hebrew word or the English
Rashi's
word?
commentary.
The Hebrew word or the English word?
The English word.
I'm not concerned with what the English says. I'm a Jew. I speak Hebrew.
It says will be slain. That's what
Okay,
it
but
says.
again,
Will
this
be
is
slain.
the individual who translated Rashi had this presupposition, but this isn't what Rashi says. Rashi says the individual. Let me finish. Rashi says the individual be harag. Harag simply means just to be unalived in an unnatural sense, in an unnatural way.
Okay, so you do admit that it is unalived. All right, now follow the argument, because you weren't even tracking with my argument, dude. So Rashi says this is about King Messiah, right? You see that right there on the screen?
He doesn't say this is the King Messiah.
This is literally his words right here. In verse 24, he's talking about King Messiah. That's the
Again,
Messiah, right?
He is not saying the one to be cut off is the King Messiah, or the one, for example, right, which is going to give word.
So then who's the one that's cut off in verse
finish?
26?
Can I finish? Again, according to Rashi, the one which is cut off pertains to King Agrippa. This is what Rashi says.
But he says right here,
let me
so
finish.
then Agrippa
Let me
is the
finish.
Messiah.
Let me finish. Can you let
Is
me
Agrippa the
can you let
Messiah?
me- Can you?
I'm not
me
gonna
fi-
let you waffle, bro.
Okay. Well,
Is
if you can't
Agrippa
let
the
me- If
Messiah?
you can't let me respond, then we can't have a conversation. Have a good day.
Answer, then I'll let you expound.
Cry,
Is Agrippa?
baby.